From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight.
Hello and welcome. I am Olumide Macaulay. Tonight, scores of internally displaced people in the northeast besiege Abuja. NEMA calls for urgent assistance from government and Nigerians. Ahead of the 2015 general elections, the Navy, police and other security agencies brace for peaceful conduct of polls. Closure of cargo companies at Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos enters day 4. Operators call for increased security at the Hajj cargo terminal. And militants from Somali group Al-Shabaab claim attack on a bus in northern Kenya. Government security agencies say they are in pursuit of the perpetrators.
On business news, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria meets next week.
And in sports news, Switzerland beat France 2-1 in the Davis Cup final thanks to a straight set doubles win for Roger Federer and Stan Wawrinka.
We begin tonight in the nation's capital, Abuja, where the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has discovered a camp of internally displaced persons set up by victims of insurgency in the northeast. The zonal coordinator of the Abuja Operations Office of NEMA, Mr. Ishawa Chonoko, said the attention of the agency was drawn to the situation by some churches that discovered the camp during their evangelism. Addressing journalists at the camp, Mr. Ishawa called on the government and well-meaning groups and individuals to assist in the provision of food and clothing until a proper camp is set up for them.
The Caritas and the Rams of Glory Church were somewhere around here evangelizing. They come to discover that there are a lot of people that are displaced, particularly as a result of the incidences from the northeast. So they now saw their situation and now decided to go back and see the kind of humanitarian assistance they can give them. Now, when they collected what they have for the people, they now decided to say, let us invite government agencies to assist in the distribution of the items the church were able to gather. Now, that was how we came in. And following them to the distribution of these items, we get to realize that, in fact, the number of people that were living in this place in form of a camp and what the Caritas and the church has brought is grossly inadequate. So as an agency, we decided to do immediately what we call the need assessment. As we are talking now, some of them are still saying that they still have their people on the way. Some are in the Cameroon, some have gotten to Yola, some are in Bauchi. All of them are coming here through communication. So if government were to have set up this camp, adequate provision of security should have been made before, and the whole place wouldn't have been looking like this. So it's like, it's a situation you find it very difficult to explain because you don't even know how they started coming in, not to talk of thinking to organize them. But I think for now, their immediate needs, as you can see, is what to sleep on, what to eat, and probably what to wear. Those are the immediate needs we can observe for now.
The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Usman Jibrin, has read the Riot Act to naval officers showing any form of bias towards politicians or political parties, and anyone found wanting will be thoroughly disciplined. This message was passed by the Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Sami Alade, at the end of the second biannual inspection held at the Western Naval Command in Lagos. Officers were also reminded of their primary duty, which is to protect the country from any form of threat, internal or external.
The command's role in protecting the Nigerian maritime environment has continued to contribute to the overall security and stability of the nation's maritime domain. And this, I believe, has translated into economic prosperity and sustenance of our nascent democracy. It is important that you all note that 2015 elections are around the corner, just a few months away. All of you are enjoined to be security conscious and remain apolitical. The current security situation in the country also calls for all to redouble efforts towards absolute security of personnel and, of course, eminent assets. It must, however, be understood that the command will not tolerate any forms of discipline by anybody.
It's not only the Navy that is bracing for the 2015 general elections. The police are also sending a strong signal to politicians that the force will not allow for unruly behavior from them at this time. This is coming from the Rivers State Police Chief, Mr. Dan Bature, while leading what he termed a show of force exercise in the Rivers State capital, Port Harcourt. He also promised the people of the state a crime-free celebration during the Yuletide season. Our correspondent in Rivers State, Emmanuel Erei, reports.
Amidst blare of siren, the Rivers Police Command leads a team of security forces of the Navy, Army and other agencies in the state in a convoy in an operation tagged the Show of Strength. The police commissioner briefs officers on guard on the importance of the exercise. It tells journalists that though it is a routine operation, the present security challenges in the state inform the public display of the readiness of his command to rise up to the occasion.
We are in charge, and we are showing members of the public that we have the capacity. Like I've always said, we have the capacity. We don't have any excuses to give. We have the capacity. We only ask that they should also cooperate, reciprocate what we are doing to them by giving us that kind of cooperation.
The CP warns politicians not to throw caution to the wind, insisting that there will be no sacred cow.
And we appeal to them on the need for them to also warn their supporters to be very peaceful. So far, so good. We have had political engagements in the state. I want to tell you that so far we have not had one issue that has given us any problem.
The police in Rivers State has vowed that they will not be taken unawares even as political campaigns officially begin. And in alliance with other security agencies, it is hoped that the political tension in the state will not get out of hand. Emmanuel Erei, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, still ahead of the 2015 general elections in Nigeria, the Ekiti State Police Commissioner is asking police officers to ensure that they remain neutral. Speaking at the awareness forum organized by the Independent National Electoral Commission in Ekiti State, the Commissioner of Police, Ekiti State Command, Mr. Taiwo Lakan, says that the election has been a veritable tool for installing democratic systems of government all over the world. On his part, the resident electoral commissioner, Ekiti State, Mr. Halilu Pai, believes that the concept of election security is all-embracing and indispensable to the conduct of free, fair, and credible elections.
It will make our men to know what to do at every point in time. So it's very apt and very good. I'm happy that INEC could come in here to deliver this for us. And we are prepared, we are ready. It's part of our training program. The Inspector General of Police has assured us that he will provide all necessaries, and we are ready to make sure that election is conducted peacefully in the states.
The issue first is to secure the environment, that it should be conducive for free, fair and credible election. And this will include pre-election period, election day period, and even post-election day activities. So we want them to be aware of those roles so that it will enhance their own job themselves, because it is said that knowledge is power. Once they know what they're supposed to do, they will do it humanly, with decorum, without being overzealous.
In part 2, after the break, National Security Advisor denies ordering the arrest of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal. That's in a moment. Please stay with us.